Collins, Harsha Bogle, Crick buzzer stumps on a day of true history for Indian cricket. It took them 71 years, Harsha, to win this trophy in this country. Indeed, to win a series in this country, and they have. Virat Kohli held it high, held it proudly, as he should. What a remarkable day for your country.
It was. India's first team came here 47-48. We were a very young nation. An unconfident nation. We'd been under colonial rule for so long. Vijay Hazare got a couple of hundreds in Adelaide. We showed we could play, but it took a long time for India to come here and start winning matches. 1981 in Melbourne was a big moment. 1977-78 should have won that series when the Packer players are away. Drew in 85-86. I thought the closest India came with 2003-04 when Steve Waugh batted on the last day at the SCG. And then India's Warriors started to go a little bit. Terrible test match here at the SCG. Won at Perth. That was 2-1 as well. That was India's last chance. Because by the time 2011 came, it was an aging side. By the time 2014 came, it was a side that didn't believe in, that was just finding its feet. And so I've done 7 tours here. And after 7 tours, it's a wonderful feeling to say that India have come to Australia and won a series. When I used to come here in the past, you saw in the earlier days, you saw Boone, Marsh, Border, Jones, McDermott, Reid, Hughes, that kind of side, Ian Healy. Then it gave way to Ponting, Gilchrist, Hayden, Langer. So many, Vaughan, McGrath, so many of them. You didn't think India could win a series in Australia, and I wouldn't be surprised if some teams came to Australia believing they cannot win. That is where the enormity of this win lies. You can turn around and say, yes, there was no Smith, there was no Warner. In 2001, there was no Kumble. This argument doesn't go anywhere. So, sorry it took a little long to say that, but it's a huge, huge moment in Indian cricket.
How pleased are you to see the way that Virat Kohli received that trophy today with such humility and such grace? He hasn't always been known necessarily for those qualities, but today he was brilliant.
I've seen a change in Virat Kohli as this series has gone along. He's far more relaxed. The Virat Kohli earlier, only once did I see a glimpse of him saying that, this is what people say. He's moved on from there as Virat. He's become far more relaxed. He's become a little more generous. He's giving his praise where it is due. And I think this calmness that's coming into him, and it could well be. I mean, you look, all the good things happen when your team wins, or the team could win because of that. But I'm seeing Virat Kohli, the captain, going to another level. Not just as a leader, but as a person as well.
Yeah, he spoke beautifully at the press conference, sharing that praise, if you like, around his teammates. Ravi Shastri was his usual bombastic self, almost ensuring he'll be in the headlines tomorrow. He can't help himself, Ravi. But Kohli handled himself magnificently. Cheteshwar Pujara, he was the player of the match and the player of the series. That is without question. Didn't have the best series here in 2014 to respond the way he did. It's almost easy to forget that he wasn't even in India's first 11 rather when they got to England back in August this year. To see the strides he's made, what a player.
He just ensured that the fast bowlers from Australia were not getting into India's middle order, and he ensured that to bowl many more overs than they would have liked to, and he made it easier for everybody around him. I'm so happy for Cheteshwar Pujara. It's been a long, arduous journey in life. Few things have come easy for Pujara, and that's why I relate to him. You always relate to people that you see a little bit in of yourself. And so I'm very, very happy for him. Pujara was my man of the series. Some people might think Bumrah played a very strong role in there as well. But 300s in a series when not a lot of runs were scored, Australia's highest was 79, was very deserving man of the series.
One of the comments that Virat made after play was that his bowlers, whenever they showed up, they didn't really care about the surface in front of them. They had that belief they could find a way to take 20 wickets, and that feels in stark contrast to the Indian attacks that may have came here in previous summers when the conditions have been hot and hard and difficult to bowl on, and they may have wilted, but not this attack. They're different and they're special.
It is, and you look at Bumrah today, you look at Shami today. Don't forget Ishant Sharma came and bowled really well as part of a 3-pronged attack. But Jadeja got wickets. In the first test, Ashwin got wickets. In the last test, Kuldeep Yadav got wickets. So there was always a bowler that Virat Kohli could turn to. Even little Hanuma Vihari, when he used to come and bowl those few overs, used to create opportunities. But Virat Kohli, every time he turned to look for a bowler, there was a bowler looking back at him, which is not something you can always say. Saurav Ganguly would say, when I looked around, there was Anil Kumble looking back at me. So Virat Kohli was helped by the fact that the seamers bowled so well. But the seamers also bowled well because he was a captain who likes space. Dhoni was a captain who likes spin. Dhoni was a magnificent captain of spin. Virat Kohli loves space, and you could see that in the results.
And Virat Kohli made a big call with his selectors to drop both openers before that crucial Boxing Day test. Up steps Mark Agarwal on debut. Virat said after play as well that his contribution His couple of half centuries were as important as anything that Pujara or he did with the bat or Bumrah did with the ball. Again, it's sharing praise, but that was true. They needed to find a way to have a sturdier opening partnership and quell the Australian seamers, and that's precisely what they found in Agarwal, and maybe they've found themselves a long-term opener, Harsha.
Mayank Agarwal would have had butterflies in his stomach when he walked out to bat at the MCG. I've said before on these blogs that I met him the day before. He looked a little wide-eyed at the MCG, but I must confess I had odd butterflies in my stomach as well when he went out to bat, because every time I've seen Mayank Agarwal bat, he's been a stroke player. He plays his shots, and I thought against this attack in these conditions, will he play one shot too many? But I admired his composure. That is what I think suggests that a player is ready to play, and I thought the highest praise for him came when Mark Taylor said that the Indian cricket system has thrown up a player who can come in the middle of a series and looks like he belongs. You can say that about Kuldeep Yadav as well, that India is doing something right here and throwing up players who coming into Test cricket and looking like they belong.
Now you're saying India win here after 27 years. Surely when you return in 2 or 3 years from now, the next time that India play Test matches in this country, you want to see a stronger Australia. You want to see them kind of get their act together, Harsha.
Yes, because when you look at Australia, you look at players who don't give you an inch. If an Aussie gives you an inch, you start to wonder what's wrong. An Aussie doesn't give you an inch, and as Virat Kohli says, you play against a system, you almost play against the entire country, and you have to be on top of your game every time. So yes, Australia will be stronger when India come back, but look at what Team India will bring back here. Mayank Agarwal might still be around, Virat Kohli will still be around, who knows, Pujara might still be around. Maybe not Ishant Sharma, I don't know. I hope he can be fit, but Bumrah is still a young man, he would have grown. So a lot of the core of this side would still be around, and they'd be better players by the time they come here. So I'm looking forward to the next India-Australia series. Hopefully Smith and Warner back and playing well, and the series that's full of the intensity we know. But I'll tell you, away from all the cricket, what I've enjoyed most about this series, there was so much toxicity in the last series, and I often ask myself, I wrote a Facebook post about it, and I said, is this cricket really? I mean, what is our role in the media? Is our role in the media to spread hatred? Is our role in the media to report what we're doing? Players were going at each other. They're saying Kohli and Smith had a go at each other. There was trouble in earlier series as well. And look at her, you had two men of dignity leading their sides. Was there an inch given on the field? I don't think so. But was there any controversy? None at all. And I hope cricket is always played like this.
Yeah, beautifully said. A nice place to put a full stop on what's been the Border Gavaskar Trophy Series version of Cricket Buzz at Stumps. The good news, Harsha, is a one-day international series around the corner. Cricket's not a good sport for finish lines.
No, it's
India
not.
starting their World Cup campaign. They'll do anything to get their hands on that trophy at Lord's later in the year. And we'll be back for that as well. So keep watching. Adam Collins and Harsha Bogle. Cricket Buzz at Stumps. Congratulations, India. You've been absolutely
We need
magnificent.
to do one more thing. Hang on. India's won the series. Remember what we were doing in England?
Yeah.
The Joe route? Got it.
Beautifully done, Harsha. See you in a couple of days.